Welcome back. El Fuego here for wowpetbattle.com. This is the Celestial Tournament, Taran, Chen, and Wrathion Walkthru, all 7 bosses. Once again, I've taken the liberty of speeding up all the non-essential information, like running to each boss and the pet team menu switches, but the encounters themselves have been played in real time. So to begin, I chose the High Life Devouring Maggot, that's the HH breed, and I started with Burrow. The reason I did this is as his blackout kick resolves, we're underground and he's unable to stun us or hit us, and it gets it counting down on its timer. So the second round from there is going to be your sticky goo, and that disables his ability to switch out once he gets to about half life. From here, it's pop and consume to get some of our life back, and he has 1 round left on his blackout kick, as you can see, and our Burrow's up, so we're going to hit it now. That way we're underground again and his kick misses completely, and when that Burrow resolves, we take him out of the picture. Our second opponent is Lee. As you can see, his attacks are weak against flyers. Normally I'd choose an SS Crow, but today I went with the BB Raven. The Raven has a little bit higher life total, and he hits a little bit harder than the Crow does. The speed wasn't really essential here. So the big thing here with Lee is he's going to try to out-heal us. But that's not really going to matter. We're going to have darkness up, and that's going to slow his healing down, and it's going to ensure that our nocturnal strikes connect all the time. So Lee's pretty simple. We're just going to fly on in with our Raven and just spam Alpha Strike, trying to hit him where we can until that nocturnal strike is off of cooldown and ready to connect again. And even though he tries to heal through it, it's just not happening. That Raven is just too strong. There's really no defense against that nocturnal strike. So instead of pet switching here, we're just going to ride the Raven out and reapply our darkness for that 5-round weather effect. Now, once the Raven goes down, we get a chance to use this Blighthawk. I don't get a chance to use him too often, so it's actually kind of a pleasure to use him against Bolo. He's pretty strong. He has that infected claw, the ghostly bite, and that liftoff. So we're going to start with the liftoff. As you can see, his Ravage is slowly ticking down, so we got about 2 rounds left in order to use it. Unfortunately, it missed that time, and now he's going to go ahead and try to connect with his punch, and from there he's going to move into his blinding powder. So we don't want to use any major moves with the blinding powder up, so you want to make sure that we're just spamming that claw attack until that blind goes away. And then once that blind goes away, then we have the ability to move on in with that ghostly bite. And right there you see that undead passive ability in action. Not only do we get to complete that round we died on, but we get an additional round to retaliate with ghostly bite, and it's all she wrote for Bolo. Moving right into Chen Stormstout's team, we have Tansa up. Tansa is a beast, and we're going to be using our Dark Moon Tonk. So the first attack we're going to have is going to be Shock and Awe. Sometimes it will stun him, and when it does, he'll switch out, but it didn't happen this time, which is fortunate for us. And with that monster Ion Cannon, we knocked him down. Chirps actually put us to sleep, which works in our favor because now the Dark Moon Tonk is over half health and still in the game. So we switch over to Chirps's nemesis, which is the Kunlai Runt. Normally I'd start with the application of a bleed, but there's just no need. Chirps is not going to be around too long at all. Rampage has 3 rounds that it lasts for, and with that third and final slap, Chirps gets owned! Now for Bruley, I am going to apply that bleed, and that's going to help us out a little bit here with the next pet that I have up. It's actually the newest Spineclaw Crab from the Timeless Isle. This is an amazing creature. You know, while I don't really like aquatics, their abilities are strong against the elementals. Not only that, but it's kind of like the Crow's Darkness. As long as there's a bleed up on a target, you're sure to connect. So we're going to start with Rip, and that's going to set our second bleed onto our target. Our first one was the Mangle from the Kunlai Runt. The second one is the bleed, and now with the blood in the water, we have a sure connection, even though Bruley's ability drops our hit rating. And as you can see, both bleeds up. It's good game for Bruley and friends. So starting against Cindy, she's going to begin with her Ice Tomb, and we're going to take our Elfin Rabbit here. It's a BB Rabbit. I decided to go for a little bit stronger attack power here, so I wanted the balanced pet versus a higher health total. And once Burrow resolves, we'll connect with Cindy, and from there we're going to hit Dodge. And as you'll notice, some of the, if you guys are confused with how the effects work, the pets attack each other, and then whatever buff or debuff is up occurs at the end of the round. So from here, it's really just about flurry spam and making sure that we have dodge available for the resolution of that Icy Tomb. Burrow is nice, but Burrow's going to resolve before the Icy Tomb comes down. So as you can see right there, it went from 2 rounds down now to 1 round just as soon as these, there it is there, we've got the 1 round left, and now we want to make sure we hit dodge so that will avoid the resolution of Icy Tomb, even though the other effects still went off because they were applied previously. So that's why we were hit by the little ice things, and they'll continue to go through. So we're just going to spam Flurry and just ride the rabbit out until we can bring our Dragon Killer into the fray. So here I have my Flayer Youngling. This is my Dragon Killer of choice, and he's an SS Flayer. That's really important to understand. His speed is higher than Alex, and as you can see, Kick does set that stun into effect because he's faster. If you're faster, the Kick will interrupt the round. From here, we're just going to spam Blitz, and he's going to retaliate with his Flame Breath. And from here, we're just going to try and get this deflection up because we know that his Ancient Blessing is about to come off cooldown. And from there, he's going to go Flamethrower, Breath, Ancient Cooldown, and so on. So we've deflected that to give ourselves a little bit of life total, and then we're going to move in for the attack. And after the attack, he's going to heal himself. There it is, the Ancient Blessing. And then we're going to just rinse and repeat our stun lock. So Kick is up. We're going to move in with Kick. Look at that. He's stunned again. And then we're going to go in for the kill on Blitz. And little Alex gets owned! Right, with 2 dragons down and Dada left, this guy's really not much of a big deal. You know, he applies his Elemential Bolt. You want to make sure that you have your deflection up and ready for that. And from here, it's just Blitz spam. We're going to take some damage, but we are humanoid, so we're going to recoup a little bit of it. As you can see, he hit us there. And from here, we would have just attacked, but we have that Elium Bolt to deal with, so we're going to hit deflection. The Elium Bolt comes down, no harm, no foul. And from here, it's just going to be rinse and repeat. Kick for the stun, and then move in with the Blitz, and Dada is out of the game. Moving on to the Legends. So starting with Eula, even though I like to solo him with the Grell, I still have an opportunity with that Perfumed Arrow, and as you can see, it did stun Eula, so we're able to actually attack again. So I used the bow shot, although I probably could have ramped the shot through the heart, and it wouldn't have made much of a difference. It would have hit him a little bit, harder. But either way, his next attack after he applies his essence, he's going to go up into the air with his dragon version of liftoff. So we're going to take the opportunity to pet switch into the Grell. Now, with the Grell, you want to make sure that you always have that phase shift ready. Now, if you'll notice, phase shift was able to be used through that round as that counted as our attack. Not only that, but it lasts through the entire next round. As you just saw, we took no damage. Phase shift was still in effect, and we're just going to go ahead and spam punch. The key to soloing Eula with the Gregarious Grell is to make sure that you have your Cauterize on cooldown and that you've taken some damage, because Cauterize not only heals yourself for its amount, but it will heal you for half of the amount that you were hit by as well. So make sure that that Cauterize is up and ready to go, and your phase shift is up just as his liftoff is about to resolve. And from here, it's really just a rinse and repeat of timing your punch. Even though it doesn't do very much damage, I know he's got that shield up, so try to look for when his shield goes down to get the most effect out of it. As you can see, it's got 2 rounds left. Now it's got 1, and we're going to cauterize and get a little bit of life back, and then just spam the punch until Eula is out of the game. Now, in the event that your Gregarious Grell dies, the 2 backup pets that I have, as you saw, I started with Petal Feet, and then I have my second, my tank really is that Anubisath. He's pretty amazing. He has Crush, which is really strong against the Dragonkin, and he also has Deflection. So if your Gregarious Grell goes down for whatever reason, just make sure you have some dragon-killing pets as backup. I usually like the Flare, but with that, with the Emerald Presence up, it actually negates all the damage from Blitz. So with 1 legend down and 3 more to go, we move into Zhu, the Cub of Zhu. From here, your round 1 is going to be Dazzling Dance. It doesn't really matter what breed the fox is. It just matters that you can last 3 rounds. After you apply the Dazzling Dance, your whole team is going to go first afterwards from here on out. So your next attack should be Bite. And your 3rd round should be that Howl. Howl sets a 100% damage increase debuff for 2 rounds up for the classic wowpetbattle.com Spider Burn. And what that is you're going to take a Spiderling that has brittle webbing. That's going to hit him for 1 round, and then your Swarm is going to go in and just really just kind of tick at him away and just get his health really, really low. And although Zhu heals himself back up after this initial attack, once your Spiderling goes down, then you're able to bring in the Menagerie Custodian and finish him off in fine style. Shock and Awe has a chance to stun him, and as you can see, it stunned him right there. We're going to ride that out. We're going to hit him with Zap. All these attacks are strong against beasts. He's going to retaliate. And no, I guess he didn't retaliate. That's right, he was stunned. And the 3rd round here is the Ion Cannon, and it's game over for Zhu. And moving into Zhou, we only got 1 legend left after this. It's a similar tactic. We're going to be using a similar design. We're going to be using the Howl strategy, so all of your next damage on the spider becomes amplified. So round 1, we're going to hit Dazzling Dance. That's going to give everybody a chance to go first. Your 2nd round is going to be Bite. And then your 3rd round, as he charges in and knocks you out, is going to be that Howl and bring in the Crystal Spider. Now, the Crystal Spider, I did choose a BB version of the Crystal Spider. I wanted to have a little more damage done in the Spider Burn. So there goes Brittle Webbing is up, and now you'll see the Spider Swarmling rush in for the kill, and it brings him pretty low. And even when he attacks, because that Brittle Webbing is up, it does damage further. Now here's the switch. You want to make sure you hit that Crystal Prison. That's going to offset his wish by 1 round, but he's not going to have any more rounds to go, because with that monstrous Ion Cannon, little Zhou gets owned! And with 6 out of the 7 bosses out of the game, the last one is Chi-Chi. She's the one I like to finish off with. We're going to start with our Unborn Valkyr. I use the double health Valkyr. It's 1 out of the 2 that I have. I found that it works better. She has a little bit higher health, so she lasts just a little bit longer, an extra round. You're going to start off with Doom. You have about 2 rounds for preparation. The amount of damage we do here doesn't really matter because she starts with her Tranquility. So from here, you're just going to hit that Shadow Slash spam after you've applied Doom. And now she's really low in life, and you know that she's going to get hit, so you want to use your Unholy Ascension. That's going to ensure that your 25% damage connects, and it's going to ensure that you have 1 additional round after you're dead, so you can hit her with another Shadow Slash there before your Undead ratio wears off and you move into the Nexus Whelpling. Now from here you'll see that her dodge is up with Ethereal, so we're going to hit Arcane Storm, and that's going to set a 9-round debuff for additional damage. It doesn't really matter that the Storm doesn't connect with her. We just want to amplify the damage for the rest of the round for our 3-round Mana Surge. So from here she's going to attack, and we're going to retaliate with that Mana Surge, and she's going to attack again, and it's going to be game over for Chi-Chi. So that was the real-time strategy guide for Taran, Shen, and Wrathion. Don't forget to subscribe and like us. We're always creating new guides for different opponents. Thank you for joining me. I'm El Fuego for wowpetbattle.com.